Shalom. I want to begin our lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double blessing and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Back with another lesson through the spirit, man. Why the fuck are you rolling with your high beams on, nigga? Shalaki. As you can see or tell, I'm doing a lesson in transit right now. Don't necessarily have a topic for this lesson. It's kind of just gonna flow through the spirit, and it's not gonna be long. These people are like, it's not a fucking college campus, bro. It's lucky. These niggas are dropping like idiots. Yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the news the past couple of days. I'm gonna be honest, I've not really been into articles like I should be, but of course, I have been listening to lessons and whatnot. That don't stop. But it's a lot been going on. I was just talking to my dad about this earlier today. His page is Adibr Abad, but I've been talking to him about. I was talking to him earlier about like he kind of got me hip on this, you could say. As far as like about the national or the government, going to these cities with high crime and whatnot, and Donald Trump trying to purportedly clean the streets up, which he's trying to give murderers in DC like the death penalty now and whatnot. Any murderer in DC, the death penalty. And there's something else that he had as well. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it has something to do with that, along those lines. But he was telling me about how the feds are going to the red states because there was like 19 that they declared. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my lesson the other day, and how the National Guard is being put in the blue states, right? So, for instance, in D.C., they have the National Guard deployed, but in St. Louis, they have the feds out. So that's something that's interesting, that he was telling me about. Donald Trump is definitely picking up when it comes to, these draconian decrees, as we've told y'all, right? Wanting to execute and whatnot. People that are murderers, and that's like, it's almost unheard of for that to go down in like a blue state. Even though, of course, DC is not a state, it's its own like governing body. Nonetheless, it's still uncommon for a majority blue state to do something like that, right? You normally see stuff like that in red states, but in the book of Daniel, like I brought out before, the book of Daniel chapter 6, it speaks on these harsh decrees that the king will make, right? This is in the time of King Darius, I want to say, where he threatened to throw people in the lion's den. Why are you on my ass? That's not gonna make me drive no faster, bro. Yeah, back up. But anyways, he had that decree where if anybody prayed to another god, then they would get thrown into the lion's den, right? So, same as with these things that's about to come upon the earth. If you apply that same logic, right? For instance, in the Biden administration, telling people to go and take that jump shot. Now they didn't make it. It didn't come to a point where it was mandatory. It did come very close to that, and in some places it was mandatory, or in some instances, right? Like some people had to get it for their jobs and whatnot. But see, in that story with Daniel, he said, "Fuck that." Right? I'm gonna put my trust in the Lord. I'm gonna put my trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and I'm gonna still pray to my Lord because I fear Him over man. I know that there's nothing that man can do. There's nothing that man can do that the Lord can't, and the Lord can do you worse than man can every time. So why would I fear man when the Lord could fuck me up worse, right? And He could also deliver me. So that's why it says, fear not he that can punish the body, but fear the one that can punish the body and the soul. Right? Roughly paraphrasing, of course. I'm not going to be able to recite it bar for bar. And it's another scripture in 2nd Ezra 15. I want to say the 3rd or 4th verse that speaks on that as well. I can grab that real quick. For none of the things that your enemies, you know what I'm saying, plot to do against you, right? You know what I'm saying? We're fighting in a spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers are being prepared right now for the physical part of it, that can come forth with us becoming closer and closer to Jacob's trouble. But in the end of the day, our fight is gonna be spiritual, right? And our biggest test is gonna be the faith that we have in the Lord. So we have to be likened unto Daniel, man. In that sense, right? Daniel was a prophet. He put his trust in the Lord. Same as when they threw them in that fire, and the Lord didn't allow the 4 prophets to be, I believe it was 4, the 4 prophets to be, you know what I'm saying, to be burned or to die. It says, the 2nd Ezra 15:3, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, right? So anything that somebody plots against you, don't fear it, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you're doing the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and you're trying to lead and live a righteous life, right? Of course you're gonna have demons that come at you, man. But hey, you rather be a martyr, you know what I'm saying, to die in righteousness, or to die to strive for righteousness, than to die in wickedness and it just be in vain. And you just did it for no reason, right? Because you wanted to live on the left-hand side. But yeah, man, we have to be, what it says in the book, man, faithful unto death. Faithful unto death. So you have to really be strong-minded for that, man. You can't. There's a reason why we're going through these tests that we're going through now. It's a reason why we're going through the things that we go through on a daily basis, right? Every brother is going through something in their life right now. And it's harder than the average man's life. It really is. But the Lord is preparing us so that when that time comes, as it reads in Daniel chapter 12:3, man, we're going to shine bright like the firmament. Lord willing, we'll be at that number. And it's not going to be for no reason. This preparation that we're going through right now is preparing us for the said perils that are about to come upon the earth. So if we go through the training now, if we do the work now, if we put the time in and the grind in now, once that day comes, it's gonna be like a It's going to be like walkthroughs, man. It's going to be a cakewalk for us because we've already went through it. We've already endured it. And then on top of that, the Lord's going to have our back, man. We put on that shield that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua provide us. Who going to be able to stop us, man? No man is going to be able to stop us, right? We get that power to where we fulfill Jeremiah 16:16, amongst other scriptures, being the Lord's weapon and being the Lord's battle axe, right? Stuff like that. I seen a lesson that I want to say, I can't remember who posted it. It might have been one of the elder apostles, either Tahar or Kabar, maybe Kabar, because he does a lot with health and wellness. No. It was a clip that the brother sent me with Elder Apostle Kabar and Elder Apostle Tahar, talking about how are you all gonna have spiritual power and you're not keeping your temple, you're not taking care of your temple, right? Because number one, it's good to be in physical shape, but bodily exercise profits little. It doesn't profit none, but it profits a little bit. But what you put into your body definitely is gonna help you even more, right? Because you can work out, but if you're eating terrible or you're eating shitty, which is something I'm trying to work on myself, I can admit that, then you're gonna feel terrible, right? I'm trying to go on this 36-hour fast in order to clean and cleanse myself and get back on track. Now, of course, we're eating defiled bread at the moment, but like my mother says, would you rather eat? Either way, you're eating defiled bread. Well, she doesn't say this part, but are you gonna eat the stuff that kills you quicker or the stuff that's gonna kill you slower, right? I mean, are you gonna go for the shit that's worse or less worse, right? So you got to go for the shit that's gonna kill you slower, or that's less worse in that instance, man. But yeah, I just wanted to come at y'all with something quick, and Lord willing, edifying. When I get back to my place, I'm going to, Lord willing, do another lesson because I wasn't in the mental capacity to do a lesson yesterday. It was a long day for me, and I really was drained. So Lord willing, I'll be able to do another one when I get back. But I made it to my destination. Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakodash. Double blessing and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, once again, who tell me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing. Shalom.